I always say I'm leaving, then I say I'm different. I can't let the other
YouTube, what's going on, everybody? I already know who it is, man. First off, man, I want to start off by saying thank you, and I really appreciate it to everybody that went and viewed my last video last week. I got like 50 views in like 2 or 3 days, so big shout out to y'all, man. I really appreciate that. Now, we're not gonna waste no time. Y'all already know how I do it. We're gonna get straight into the video, all right? So, first type of brush that we're gonna go over is a regular club brush, all right? This club brush is an Annie 2119, all right? Now, first thing we're gonna notice about this brush, the rows are inlined, all right? Both ways. They're inlined both ways. And it has an engraving on the back, all right? This engraving is key. The reason this engraving is key, I want to keep that engraving in the direction that I'm trying to brush my proper brush angles, all right? So, if I'm brushing here and I'm trying to brush from the back of my head, from the crown to the front, I want to brush here with it. Boom. Now, if I was brushing here and I was brushing from there to there and I had the brush tilt like this, my waves are going to go in that direction because its engraving is the same as the bristles, like I said. So, another brush that I don't have that I do need to get is the 3WP brush. Shout out to 360 Wave Process. He came out with his own brush. And just like this brush, on the back of it, I don't know if it's an engraving, but I know he has his logo on the back. And it's kind of like a wavy symbol. And it actually, like I said, keeps your hair, you know what I'm saying, going in the same direction because that logo is helping you guide and keep proper brush angles, all right? Now, the second type of brush that we're going to get into, this brush is made by Waving Forcer. This is a 385. And it's a little military style brush. It's small, doesn't have a handle. It's not really a big difference than the first brush. Only thing that it is oval and it just doesn't have a handle, all right? The rows are still in line, all right? So it's not really a big difference, but that's the type of brush that I wanted to show y'all. And I'm going to show you again in a minute, and I'm going to show you a reason why. Now the third brush, is an Annie brush. You can get this brush at your local hair store, just like you can get the other two. The rows are still in line both ways, all right? They're still in line, but the only thing that's a big difference between this brush and that brush, the bristles are curved, all right? They're in rows still, both ways, but the bristles are curved. And the reason that makes a big difference is because if I was brushing with this military style brush, the rows still in line, but when I go to brush with it, see how if I don't have nothing on my head and I just got the brush sitting on my head, you see how much hair I'm actually hitting? Now if I go to brush with this brush and I put pressure down, look, the edges are still not touching on either side. I'm still only gonna be able to hit that middle part if I brush from the back to the front, all right? So that's why this brush right here brushes that way. Now if I was brushing with this curved brush, like I said, bristles still in line, so you're not messing nothing up. But it's curved, so if I want to set it on my head, this is how it looks. If I go to push down the brush, look, I'm hitting this side, that side, and the middle. I'm not missing no brush. Might be missing a little bit, but I'm really not missing where I'm brushing with the brush at. I'm hitting all the hair on wherever this bristle's at. I'm hitting all that hair, all right? Now, some people do not like curved brushes. I'm gonna put that out there. So that's why this is a different type of brush because it's curved, but it's still in line, all right? A lot of people don't like these curved brushes. Reason being, because if I was brushing with this curved brush, you see where, I'm gonna let it go for a second, but you see where this brush ends at? That's where people mess up at, and I'm gonna show you why. If I was brushing from the back to the front with this brush, boom, and then I brushed, like, if I was brushing like this, and then I just slid the brush over and start doing this number right here, I'm gonna cause a fork somewhere in here, like somewhere in this area. I promise you, you're gonna cause a fork. You're gonna be like, oh, the brush gave me a fork. The brush didn't give you a fork, you gave yourself a fork, just for FYI. But that's how you mess up. So the brush, if I was brushing with this brush, I would brush a whole brush length away from this brush, all right? I wouldn't brush right here, then brush right here, because I already brushed this part of my hair. You don't want to mess up that and cause a fork, all right? So what I would do is brush here, brush straight down, and then move the brush all the way over here and then brush again like that, all right? And the reason so, like I said, you don't cause forks. I would not mess up, you know what I'm saying, my waves and the way that they going. It's still proper brush angles. I'm just not overlapping my angles, all right? Now, the last and final brush that I want to get into is one of my favorite brushes. It's Torino Pro brushes, all right? This right here is going to go down as the GOAT, man. Everybody using these Torino Pro brushes, and the reason being, things that you can notice right off the bat. It's another long club brush, but you see this tip right here, all right? This tip is actually on both sides of the brush. You have tip bristles too, and you have tip bristles at the bottom. If I can move my finger out the way. You have bristles that's pointed at the tip. You have pointy bristles at the bottom of the brush too. But the reason that the top is so important, so if I was brushing my crown area and I wanted to isolate my crown, like you don't isolate your crown like this. Only thing I would do is tilt my brush up, and then I would start going around my crown with the tip of the brush. So it makes this brush right off the bat. That's one of the good things that I like about it. It's a different type of brush. I love it, all right? Now, the second thing that you're going to notice is that the bristles are not in line like all the 3 other brushes that I showed you. It's a different type. So it's going to be different. And then the reason that Brush King made this brush, brushking.org made this brush like this, is because a lot of people kept complaining about these other club brushes that's like this. That's like, oh, we don't have enough bristles. You know what I'm saying? I'm losing bristles. They be falling out when I'm brushing. Now, with every brush, you're going to have loose bristles that fall out when you have a brand new brush. And the reason that I like it is because when you brushing your hair, like all these bristles going to hit your hair, man. Like it's on the money, all right? Now, some people say that causes forks. I'm like, oh my God. Like, can y'all just stop complaining that brushes give y'all forks? You giving yourself forks. The brush can't give you forks. You just don't know how to use the brush. So get your knowledge up, start using beginner brushes, then move on to the experienced brush. Now, I'm going to go back through the brushes, just in case you forgot. All right, so club brush, inline rows, all right? Engraving on the back for your help, all right? Second brush, military style brush. Bristles are straight, rows are inlined, all right? Third brush, military style brush, rows inline, but the bristles are curved, all right? Fourth brush that I just showed you, club brush, bristles are curved and not in rows, all right? So those are 4 different types of brushes that I had to show y'all today, man. I hope this video really helped y'all out. Like I said in the beginning, man, I really appreciate y'all for watching the last video. If you could do the same thing for this video, man, that'll be awesome, man. Like, I really appreciate it. I had to use one of the big words. I can't say good or great. I gotta say awesome. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that wraps it up for this video, man. I really appreciate it if y'all like and comment down below. Leave something for your boys. If you're new to the channel, man, go ahead and subscribe, man. I really appreciate it. But I'm out.
I always say I'm leaving, then I